Hi children, I'm back again to help you with your fractions. Remember last time in my last video I showed you how to subtract fraction with the same denominators. Okay, fraction with the same denominators. I give you one more example to remind you of the last teaching. So for example, we take here 6 over 3 minus 4 over 3. Okay? 6 over 3 minus 4 over 3. Because denominators are the same, we subtract them straight away. So here we have 2 thirds, or 2 over 3. It comes from 6 minus 4 is 2. Now, you don't need to, okay? You cannot subtract the denominator. So just leave like that. So move it here. Okay, so 2 thirds. So 6 over 3 minus 4 over 3, or 4 thirds, equals 2 thirds, or 2 over 3. Now, I want to show you how to subtract fractions of different denominators, okay? Fractions with different denominators. Now, look here. I put some examples of fractions with different denominators on board. Now, I'm going to explain them to you one by one. Okay, so let's look at number 1 here. Okay, the first one, 7/4 minus 5/3. Okay, 7/4 minus 5/3, or some people prefer to say 7 over 4 minus 5 over 3. Okay, so let's look how we work this out. Now, first of all, we take these denominators. Okay, we have two different denominators here. We have 4, we have 3 here. Because they are different, we need to make them the same before we subtract them. Okay, so we take these two denominators, we multiply them. Okay, so 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so 12 is your new denominator. Okay, now what's next? We take 3, we multiply with 7. So 3 times 7 is 21. Now, the first one is done. So you have 21 over 12. Then this minus, because minus, we put minus here. Okay? Now, what's next? We take 5, we take 4 and 5. We multiply them. So 4 times 5 is 20. Okay? Put here. 20. Okay? And this 12, denominator 12, is the result of both this 4 and 3. We multiply them, we get 12, so we can use for both. So you put it here, okay, 12, right. So now, it's done. 7 over 4, or 7/4 minus 5/3 equals 21 over 12 minus 20 over 12. Because denominators are now the same, you can subtract them. Okay, now. So what we do here, we have denominator 21 here, we have denominator 20 here. So this 21 minus 20, okay? 21 minus 20 is 1. Okay? I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see it clearly. And 12. Do not subtract the denominators. Just take them, use. Okay? 12. So 7/4 minus 5/3 equals 21 over 12. Now, where does 21 come from? Remember, children, it comes from 3 times 7. 3 times 7 is 21. And where does this denominator 12 come from? It comes from 4 times 3, okay? Denominator 4 times denominator 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. Here, we use here. And then this minus here, so we put minus here. And this 20, where does 20 come from? It comes from 4 times 5. Okay? So we put here. 4 times 5 is 20. We put here. And then this denominator, we use for it also, for this side also. Because it comes from here. Okay? 4 times 3 is 20. Is 12, so we put here also. Now, So then we subtract, because denominators are now the same, we subtract. 21 minus 20 is 1. So 1 over 12. This we just move here. So 1 over 12. That's your final answer. Okay. Now we go to number 2. Okay. 8 third minus 5 over 2, or 8 over 3 minus 5 over 2. Okay. It's the same as the first one. Because denominators are different, okay, we make them the same first. So we take this denominator 3, we multiply with 2 here, denominator 2, we get 3 times 2 is 6. Okay? And the next step, children, remember, the next step you take is you take this number here, this denominator here, you multiply with this denominator here. Okay? So 2 times 8 is 16. Alright? Don't forget that. You take this denominator, you multiply with this. You cross this way, you cross that way, and you multiply them. Okay? Cross up, multiply. Okay? So 2 times 8 is 16. And then this minus here, so we put minus here. Okay? What's next? The next is you take this 3 here, you cross up there to the 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. Okay? So you put here 15. 15. Okay? Now, because this denominator is new denominator, 6 is new denominator, the result of 3 times 2, okay? So we can use for both sides. So 6. Now, it's done. Okay? Denominators are now the same. 16 over 6 minus 15 over 6. Alright? So we can subtract now. We can subtract the fraction now. Okay? So 16 minus 15 is 1. So 1 over 6, or 1/6. Okay? Once again, 16 comes from 2 times 8. Okay? You cross it like this, you cross it like that. So take this denominator, you multiply with this numerator. So you get 16. Okay? And this new denominator comes from 3 times 2. You multiply both denominators, okay? This one and this one, 3 and 2. So you multiply 3 times 2 is 6. Alright, this minus here, so you put minus here. And where does this 15 come from? It comes from 3 times 5. Okay, you cross it that way. Because you cross that way, you cross that way also. So 3 times 5 is 15. Now, denominator 6, we also use for this one also, because it comes from here, okay? So 15 over 6. Now, we subtract 15 minus 16 minus 15 is 1. So 1 over 6. It's done. Okay, number 3. We look at number 3. We have 12 over 10 minus 7 over 10. Okay? 12 over 10 minus 7 over 10. Now, in here, our denominators are the same, okay, for both sides. This one here, 10, this one here also 10. Because denominators are the same, we don't need to make them the same. We just subtract them straight away. So 12 minus 7 is 5. 5 over 10. Okay? So 12 over 10 minus 7 over 10 is 5 over 10. We subtract this, 7 and 5. You get 12 and 7. We subtract 12 and 7. We get 5. Okay? Or 5 plus 7 equals 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. Now, 5 over 10 or 5/10, we can still simplify this. Okay? We can choose to leave it like that. But we also can choose to simplify. Okay? So we can simplify this. If we take 5, okay, if we take 5, number 5, we use to simplify this. Then 5 times 5 divided by 5 is 1. Okay? 5 divided by 5 is 1. Like 5 apples, you have 5 students. Now, you divide these 5 apples to these 5 students, 1 person gets 1. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. Now, and then we can use it for the denominator. 10 divided by 5 is you have 10 apples, you have 5 boys. Now this 10 apples, you share it to the 5 boys, one person will get 5. Because 5 times 2, 5 boys times 2 apples is 10. Okay, 10 apples. So you get half here. Okay, that's your final answer. Now we go to the next one, number 4. Number 4 is different. Denominators are different. You have 8 over 10 minus 3 over 5, or 8 tenths minus 3 fifths. They are different. So we need to make them the same first. Okay? We need to make the denominators the same first before we subtract them. Okay? As usual, we take this denominator here, okay, the first denominator and the second denominator. We multiply them, okay? We multiply them. So 10 times 5, okay, we put this line here to separate the numerator and denominator. So 10 times 5 is 50. 10 times 5 is 50. Now, what's next? As usual, we take this here, this denominator here, we cross it to this one here, denominator. So it's 5 times 8, okay? You cross it like this and you multiply. So 5 times 8 is 40. Okay? 5 times 8 is 40. 8 times 5 is 40. Alright? So you have done this first part. Okay? So 40 over 50. This minus here, so we put it here. Alright. Minus. And put this line to separate numerator and denominator. Then the next thing is you take this one, because you cross it like that, you also cross like that. Okay? We take this 10, okay, denominator 10, we multiply with this denominator 3. So 10 times 3 is 30. You put 30 there. Alright? Now, what's about this denominator? We use this one. Why? Because 50 is the result of this denominator multiplied with this denominator. You get 50, so you can use for both sides. So we use 50 here also. Alright, it's done. Okay, 40 over 50 minus 30 over 50. It's finished. You only need to subtract it. So 40 minus 30. Okay, children. Okay, children, pay attention here. 40 minus 30 is 10. Okay? Or the opposite of it, the opposite of subtraction is addition. 10 plus 30 is 40. 40 minus 30 is 10. 10 plus 30 is 40. Alright? Over 50. Over 50. You look at fraction like this, you think, oh, we can simplify that. Why not? We simplify. Okay. How if we take 5? Okay, we take 5 first, and later if we can simplify it anymore, any longer, we can go. Okay, so we take 5 here. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, 10 divided by 5 is 2. Or 2 times 5 is 10. Now, over, we go to 50, denominator 50. 50 divided by 5 is 10. Okay? Or 10 times 5 is 50. So, you pick up a number. If you want to simplify fraction like this, children, you need to think of a number, okay? Think of a number with which you can subtract with numerator as well as denominator, okay? Numerator, denominator. If it works only for one side, for example, only for numerator, you better don't take it, okay? Choose another number, pick up another number. If it only works for denominator and not for numerator, don't take it. Choose another number, okay? So now, we have simplified it. So we get 10 over 50 is 2 tenths, or 2 over 10. Can we still simplify this? Yes, we can go. We can make it any, we can go further. So we pick up a number, okay? We pick up a number with which we can divide with numerator as well as denominator. So 2, we take 2. 2 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay? Like you have 2 apples. You have 2 boys here. You want to share these apples to the 2 boys. Okay, of course, one person gets 1. Okay, 1 boy gets 1 apple. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And what's about 10? Can we divide 10 with 2? Yes. 10 apples, okay? You have 10 apples. You have 2 boys, okay? 10 apples, you share it to the 2 boys. 1 boy gets how many? Of course, 5, okay? So 5. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now, 1/5. Your answer is 1/5, okay? This is your final answer, okay? Now, we go to the next one, okay? We go to the next one. Number 5 is the last number for you, okay? I hope you understand well this explanation. Now, we have 15/4 minus 5/5, okay? 15/4 minus 4/5, okay? 4/5, or 15/4 minus 4/5. Now, it's the same, children. Same with the other numbers, okay? Because denominators are different, we need to make them the same first before we subtract, okay? So, as the other numbers before, we take this denominator 4, we multiply with this denominator 5. So 4 times 5 equals 20. Now, so 20 is your new denominator, okay? 20 is your new denominator. And remember, it is the result of this denominator multiplied with this denominator. This denominator multiplied with this denominator. So you get 20. So 20 is your new denominator. Now, what's next? We have 5 and 15, okay? We cross this as usual like the others. We take this denominator 5, we multiply with 15, okay? So let's do a little bit of work here. We need to work out this manually. Okay? I don't want to use calculator. I have a calculator, but I don't want to use it. So we have 15, we have 5 here. Now, we multiply this. Okay, first of all, you need to do, you take 5, okay? 5 with 5. So 5 times 5 is 5 times 5, okay? 5 times 5. So you need to do it 5 times. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's 5 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's 5 times. So 25. So you write 5 here and put 2 there. Remember it. Don't forget the 2, okay? Because later you need to use it. Now, so you have done the first part, children. 5 times 5 is 25, okay? Now, the next step is you take this 5, you multiply with this 1. So 5 times 1 is 5. Don't forget the 2. It's there, okay? 5 plus 2 is 7. So you have 75. So 5 times 15 is 75. Now, you bring it here. So that's your denominator. Oh, what did I put there? 72? It's not 72. 75. Yep. 75. So you have done the first part, children. So 75 over 20. Okay? 75 over 20. Now, because this minus here, we put here, okay? Minus, okay? This is 4. Now, what's next? The next thing is, because we cross this way, we also cross that way, okay? As the other numbers before. Now, we take 4, we multiply with this 4, okay? So, 4 times 4, okay? 4 times 4, 4 times. So, 4, 8, 12, 16. That's 4 times. So, 4 times 4 is 16. You put it here, children. So, 16. 4 times 4 is 16. Now, this denominator 20, again, I want to remind you, it is the result of this denominator here, multiplied with this denominator here. So 4 times 5, you get 20. So you use 4 more. So you put 20 here also. Now, the denominators are the same. Okay, so basically it's done. It's done. You just subtract this and it's finished. So, shall we use our calculator? No. We do it manually. So 75 here. Then we have 16 here. 60. 75 and 16. Now we do it. We subtract. This one is we multiply, but this one is subtract. Okay? So we put the sign here, minus. Okay? Subtract. This is the sign of subtraction, minus. Now, look here. Children, here we have 5, and here we have 6. This one is smaller than this one. Okay? 5 is smaller than 6. So how we work this out? To work this out, you borrow 1 from here, 1 from 7. Okay? You take 1 from here to make it 15. Okay? So this becomes 15. Remember, children, because you take 1 from here to make it 15, this one is now 7, no more. But it is 6. Alright? One more time. Now, 5 is smaller than 6. So you cannot subtract it. You need to borrow 1 from here. Okay? 1 from 7. Okay? Ask him to give you 1. So take 1 from here to make it 15. So this 1 is 15 now. Okay? And this 7 is 7 no more. It is now 6. Okay? So this 15. 15 minus 6 is, use your finger. If you want to use your finger, use your finger. Don't press the calculator. But remember that there is a number, if you add with 6 here, you get 15. Okay? There is a number, if you add with this number here, 6, you get 15. So it should be 9. Okay? 9 plus 6 is 15. Or 15 minus 6 is 9. 15, remember this becomes 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. Or 9 plus, opposite of minus is add, or subtraction is addition. Opposite of addition is subtraction. So 9 plus 6 is 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. Now, this is 7 no more, but it is 6. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So 59. Okay? 6 minus 1 is 5. So 59. So in here, you have 59 over 20. Okay? 59 over 20. Now, we can still simplify this. Okay? 59. The 9 is not good enough. I want to write it properly so you can read it clear. That's better. 59 over 20. Now, we can simplify this. How to simplify this? We need to do it manually. Okay? I show you. So you need to know how to work out all these simple calculations with like multiplication, subtraction, division manually. You really need to know how to do it manually. Okay? So look here, children. We do it manually. We take 59. Okay, we draw this. Yeah, we take your 59 denominator, 59 you put in here, children. Alright? And your denominator you put out here. Yeah. So 59 divided by 20. Now, if you look at this here, 59 and 20. Okay, this one is bigger than this one. So we can easily divide. Okay? Pick up a number, children, pick up a number with which you multiply with 20 is 59 or under. It must not above, okay? Below, okay. Or equals is okay, but no more. Less is okay. So, if we take 1, it's not enough, it's still 5. If we take 2, we get 40. If we take 3, we get 60, just 1 above 59. So shall we take it? 3. 3 times 20 is 60. Shall we take it? No, we cannot. Even it's just 1 above, we cannot take it. So we take 2. Okay? So here, you put 2 here. Okay? 2. 2 times 20 is 40. Okay? 2 times 2 is 4. Now you have 0 here. So 40. So 2 times 20 is 40. Now, when you write, children, numbers like this, remember that you are going to subtract this. So you write them precisely like this, okay? So 40, you place it precisely under 59 to make it easier for you to subtract. So now you draw this line here, you put the subtract sign here, minus here. Okay, now we can subtract now. So 9 minus 0 is 9. And then 5 minus 4 is 1. Okay, 5 minus 4 is 1. So 59 minus 40 is 19. Now, if you think, oh, I do not know, I'm not sure, this answer is right or wrong, I'm not sure, you can test it, children, by change this sign to become positive. Remember, the opposite of addition is subtraction. The opposite of subtraction is addition. If you think 19, oh, I'm not sure, I don't want to use calculator also, but I'm not sure, this 19 is right or wrong. Change this sign, okay? Change this sign from negative to positive. And then you add from below to the top, okay? So you take 9 here, you add 9 plus 0 is 9, okay? So the first one is already correct, okay? So 9 plus 0 is 9 here, okay? Then the next one, 1 plus 4 is 5. So your answer is correct. Well done, children. You did great job, okay? You did great job. Well done. You got 19. So now we look here, because 19 is under 20. Just 1 under 20, okay? It's not 20, it's not 21, it's not 20, it's 19. So you just take it and put here 19 over 20. So the answer for this is 2 19 over 20, okay? 2 19 over 20. So you put here 2 19 over 20. That's your final answer, okay? The point is that I want you to know how to work this out, okay? Manually. Do not rely on computer too much. Do not rely on your calculator too much, okay? You need to know how to work this out manually. Because sometimes when you sit for a test, you are not permitted to bring your calculator, your mobiles, and all those kind of things, your gadgets. You are not permitted. So you really need to know how to work this out properly, okay? Manually. All right, so that's the answer. So 15 over 4 minus 5, 15, I like to say this 5 all the time. So forgive me for that. But 15 over 4 minus 4 over 5, that's right. Okay, 4 over 5 is 75 over 20. Then you might ask, oh, where does that 75 come from? Okay, 75 comes from, we cross this to multiply, okay? 5 times 15. We take this denominator, we multiply with this denominator, we get 75. So 5 times 15 is 75. And then you might ask, where does that 20 come from? Okay, 20 comes from this denominator 4, multiply with this denominator 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. All right, then this minus here, so we put here minus also. Now, 16. Where does this 16 come from? 16 comes from 4 times 4. We cross it up there and we multiply, okay? We cross that way and we multiply. So 4 times 4 is 16. And as I told you before, that new denominator 20 is the result of this denominator multiplying with this denominator. 4 times 5 20. So you can use for both. 20 here, 20 here. Okay? So 75 over 20 minus 16 over 20. Now, because denominators are now the same, you subtract them straight away. So 75 minus 16, you get 59. Do not subtract the